Hello, it's time to jump the shark. If I recall correctly, in the last episode of Maneater, or Let's Play Maneater, I took a very circuitous route to Sapphire Bay, travelling essentially around the entire Gulf
Coast. To look at Pier 1 is to see what happens when zero-risk management practices are utilized in commercial development.
Port, I can't remember the city's name again. I've got a serious mental block on that thing. Anyway, check out my cool shark. I'm like a shadow shark now. Got like shadow teeth, shadow body, shadow fins. That's pretty much the characteristics of shadowism. Basically, you make poison stuff. Though actually, while the body and the fins are about poison, the shadow teeth are really good. They give you health on bite. I've had those for longer than the others, since you get teeth first. I may have used them on camera before, I'm not sure. But, basically Shadow Teeth I've found are actually really good for fighting bounty hunters, better than the Bone Set, which seems to be good at fighting, even though that's supposedly good at destroying boats. And this is because, bounty hunters are largely an endurance exercise. They're constantly damaging you, you're constantly damaging them. And so, healing yourself by attacking them is very powerful. Alright, this is Sapphire Bay. Oh shit, it's a swordfish, not a sapphire. Okay. Let me take care of this interloper. Look at the fuck with the bull shark. Okay. This is Sapphire Bay. Back over in that direction we have the Golden Shores, the golf club. Some sort of sandbank, boat, lighthouse. You can go out to that boat. I'm not sure there's any point, but you can. And the bulk of Sapphire Bay, however, is the Pier 1 Marina over here. So I've, as you can see from the quest icon thing, I've done some of the collectibles in the region. But what I haven't done is any of the story progression stuff. So let's try that out now. Carnival Sins. Alright. Big old Ferris wheel. I wonder if I can get on the Ferris wheel. I'd want to put the amphibious... Oh, okay. Right, sorry to waste time here, but don't worry, I'm wasting my own time as well. Also, it's a game I'm playing for fun, so it's not really a waste, it doesn't matter. Anyway, what I was going to say was, I want to equip my cool new amphibious feature. This is a really fun mutation. Sonar is generally very good, although so is hearty. Adrenal gland. Adrenal gland is pretty good. If I had a digestion mutation that increased my fat or oil digestion, I would love to use that. Yeah, okay, so let's go shadow mode with these mutations, which are pretty much good for exploring and fighting, but not the sonar. That would be like the really good exploring one. I'm here to do missions, essentially. When I'm going after collectibles, which I've done largely off camera because there's a lot of them, and they're kind of, it's fun to do but would be repetitive to watch. Anyway, when I'm doing that, I usually use digestion mutations which give you larger amounts of nutrients. Wow. That boat is pretty fast. Looks like I successfully poisoned the people in it. You're right, shark. Dang, they really do have a good boat.
There is documented evidence of boats having been bumped, bitten, crashed, even capsized by sharks.
Yep, I've documented a bunch of the evidence myself. It's fun. I wouldn't want to smash boats and consume enormous amounts of people's flesh in real life, but doing it in a video game as a shark, that's fun enough. Alright. These are definitely some humans to consume. The other ones didn't count as they weren't in the mission area. I can see people kind of already screaming at the sight of my incredibly fast-moving shadow fin. Let's give them something to yell about.
Time is running out for our sharks. Hunters are on the water bringing their explosives and port impulse control with them.
It's level 42, holy shit. I've clearly gained a little too much infamy. Let's check on the infamy. So, the bounty hunters are taken out so far. Bio Willy, Bobby Bojangles, Paul, Candyman Curtis, these people, Butcher Boy Brady, Lieutenant Shannon Sims, and I'm up to Mama Maybell. I do want to get those next two at some point, because they'll give me a bioelectric tail and head. Then I'd have a full set of body part mutations for bioelectric. Right now I've only got 3 body parts that I have any mutations for. They would presumably be powerful. However, the hunters are getting pretty strong. I do need to... basically, if I'm going to take them on, I need to be pretty deliberate about it. Act in an optimal fashion. While I'm here, I'm really only looking to kill humans. Than actually go after more bounty hunters. I've got more missions to do. But, you know, it's not like I have to stick to a rigid agenda here. I could change my mind and try and fight some hunters. But, I don't know. I'm not sure at what points exactly the game intends to gate, like, power and stuff. And right now, I feel like I've fought more bounty hunters than I kind of was intended to at this point in the plotline. And so they've become fairly difficult to get more of. Hence doing normal progression stuff. Chop, chop, chop. The level numbers are kind of a rough relative guide. Like, I'm level 25. The fish, like, the biggest, most toughest enemy shark I fought was like level 15.
Take God to the continent. He wasn't nothing but an itty-bitty boy. The fact that he was afraid of that Ferris wheel should have told me he wasn't never gonna be no shark hunter.
There's some more of Pete LeBlanc's angst about his wimpy son. Alright, let's get out of here. Leave the hunters behind and go off and do another mission. Such as... Mothership. Okay, well here's one where I actually have to kill some hunters, I think. So, ironic. But I'll kill those hunters rather than these hunters. Now, I think I was saying something about level numbers, so I'm kind of a level 25 shark. The toughest enemy shark I fought was level 15, and these bounty hunters level 42. I think those numbers are just not directly comparable to each other. Like, it's not meant to be calibrated such that if you're a level 25 shark, you should be feeding on level 25 fish. There aren't any level 25 fish. And obviously, I was able to beat level 30 or whatever bounty hunters in the past. So
another shark hunt draws to a close.
Who knows what the numbers mean. Maybe they are meant to correlate and the game is incredibly badly balanced, or I'm really good at some parts of it and really bad at others. I don't know. Look at these seals. Blobs of blubber. Swim cutely around. It's okay, I'm a seal-loving shark. Actually, probably most sharks love seals in some sense. That's a different one. Oh! Right, so this boat that we're going to go after has got auto hunters. They're like organized crime hunters, I guess. I mean, I don't actually know who they are exactly. When I kill them, a post-mission voiceover will play, which will inform me of why I was killing them.
Founder of America's largest shark finning enterprise, Mama Maybell Bryant has collected quite a fleet of recreational boats. Her failed sons, Randall and Tyson, can often be spotted piloting them around Sapphire Bay.
Are they officially fail sons? Like, is that their job? Okay. So I guess the Antolines, don't just do organized crime, but also shark hunting. Unless that is itself a crime for some reason. Probably shouldn't be. Ouch, ouch, ouch. It's a dynamite. That stuff hurts.
Come on! I got a mani-pedi appointment!
Come back, swordfish. I want to consume you for proteins.
We haven't fun yet!
Okay, got it. Delicious. I didn't fully fill my health, but it helps. More missions, let's do some. The parrot trap. Alright, I do want to eat a bunch of fish and gain some nutrients from doing so. Oh, what hunters? I'm not actually lost track of me yet. They will if I stay near the bottom of the ocean.
It could be anywhere.
Marlin of Error, haha.
All I see is water.
Water, water anywhere. But not a drop to drink. Wow. These are head sharks. I don't seem to recognize them when I look at a shark.
Brought my fish finder.
That should help me figure it out. Oh, it's one of these prey missions where you often have
And there will be
basically competing predators.
on dollar drafts at Flamingo Tours.
It's quite a common type of mission. Bunch of delicious, easy fish to eat, but some other predators in the same area. What I don't see is any parrotfish. Ah, there. Now I see a lot of parrotfish. The map icon was just kind of slightly off. Vibrant colours. Irrelevantly so. I don't think sharks have the most amazing vision compared to this. You've got to be able to operate in dark waters and so on. Unless you're relaxing in a nice grotto, but I think that may be a conceit of the game rather than actual typical shark behaviour. Eat them up, yum yum. The bright colours make these things make me think of Cowpill Pac-Man.
The profusion of parrotfish here have kept Sapphire Bay's local hammerhead healthy and strange looking.
They do look funny. Well, I'm in the area. Might as well go after this hunted marlin. This is an optional mission, not a progression mission. But, not like I dislike thrashing enemy fish to death in my powerful jaws. How about... what does that leave us with next? Cabana Republic? More parrotfish? Down this way, even more parrotfish. Sure, I guess it's a parrotfish day. Shark-wise.
The grotto provides a brief respite from the Sturm und Drang of the Gulf.
I'll take the fun way across the island, rather than going around it. Hey, there's a bunch of humans here, nice. Oh, since I'm in the area.
Our shark hunters will not give up on finding their prey, at least until things quiet down or they run out of hard limit.
It's amazing how efficiently you can consume people in this game. A whole bunch of zoom in and kill them. I can basically eat people faster than the shark hunters can attack me. Ooh, on land, it's the amphibious creation.
Yeah, used to be my favorite lighthouse. Had a keeper named Maneater. Always had the best gold. Now they got it automated. I tell you, that computer's a lot less fun to drink with.
Scaly Pete has a point there about the loss of human jobs to AI. The corresponding loss of camaraderie. But it doesn't matter to me, a shark.
Am I just seeing things?
Alright, to the bottom of the ocean. And this weird net thing which blocks us off from the bulk of the Atlantic. Once again, some hammerheads want to contest my dominance of the parrotfish region. I'm going to go into shadow mode. Watch this.
The battle is over. The war goes on.
Just surrounded by clouds of constant darkness and some filth and so on. Basically, when I'm in shadow mode, everything gets very poisoned. Now, about these parrotfish. The game does a good sense of conveying that basically, as a shark, your job is to eat. Just, always more all the time. What's the name for these seaweed tower things? I've seen them before. We don't have that kind of light-reaching seaweed vine in Australia, but I have seen them in other media. I'm a fan of the fictionalized version in Subnautica, where they're called creepvine and a crucial source of hella important crafting materials. But the real world ones are not, I think. Chomp, chomp, chomp. That was fun. Let's do it again. Let's come up underneath a fish. Oh, I guess I just kind of jumped out of the water so there. That's not a parrotfish. It was a king mackerel, I apologise. Thankfully you don't get a penalty for eating the wrong fish. I've leveled up twice today. I think you get a large XP bonus, or rather nutrient bonus, from doing these progression missions. That seems like a good reason to keep doing them. Even more parrotfish. Maybe I should do something else rather than just parrotfish after parrotfish. I could explore something so I could fight off this marlin. It's not going to spike me with its nose thing. I could go and explore a different part of the map, maybe. Although, I'd like to have a look at the quest log. I think if I lower myself to consuming even more parrotfish, I will get a chance to fight the apex of Sapphire Bay. So that should be something more interesting. Just jumping a few very large turtles on the way to that. Shadow. Ooh, an unwisely floating guy.
If you've ever eaten human flesh, then you know that while it has the red, marbled appearance of beef, its flavor is more elusive.
I wouldn't know about that, but thank you, I guess. This time I'm going to try and avoid the hammerheads and just feed on the parrotfish. There's enough for all of us, right? As long as I get all of it, because my hunger is literally unlimited. The gluttony of a powerful bull shark cannot be overstated. Another parrotfish, too fun to pass up. I understand the game controls a lot better, and they're largely fine, but I do still have some complaints with them. And one is that you spend almost all of your time holding down the left trigger, the lunge button, which is also the swim faster button. Because it's like, this is the speed you swim normally, right? And this is the speed you swim while holding down left trigger. And you are always swimming, like it's the thing you do in this game. Unless you're literally a fish out of water.
Parrotfish congregate in harems, wherein a single dominant male lives with several females and perpetuates the hegemony.
I did not know they were patriarchal fish. Or nuclear family fish. Yum. And yes, I do have a quest to kill an apex now. Alright. Let's head over that way and find out what it is. I hope it's an apex turtle. Probably not. Well, given the predators I've been facing in my pre-questing around here, I suspect it's a hammerhead shark.
evolutionary anomaly, the hammerhead.
Yeah. Why do they look like that? Like eyes on the sides of their head on stalks. What the hell? It's big and tough, but so am I. It's also extremely poisoned right now. Oh, no, no, don't thrash me, don't thrash me. The shadow teeth are great, though. The healing powers. Oh, what the fuck, I'm out. There. Oh, the Marlin healed me, so it's all good. Way to tell how many poison counts I've put on something.
The bull shark triumphs,
Nice.
overcoming her opponent's clearly superior depth perception.
Yeah, well, your hyper-binocular vision doesn't help you much compared to my shadow jaws. So that whole thing took place immediately outside my grotto. Might as well go inside and evolve a bit. I could try out this bone body. So, I've already got the bone jaws. Bone teeth, rather. Find grotto. I have found grotto. Wait, this isn't the grotto? Right, it's just grotto-like. Well, I can teleport.
Only here can the shark discover the miracle of self-love.
Let's not discover that particular miracle. Alright, bone teeth for thrashing and boat bites. Unfortunately, no auto-healing now, so I'll have to be a little more careful. Bone fins to give you damage resistance and ramming damage. I haven't used these much because they don't seem very powerful, but I mean, damage resistance is good, but some of the other things the other fins give you. It does do a shitload of damage when you do an evade, but the shitload of damage is right next to you, and you don't get to eat what you're damaging. Looks very cool, though. And now, the new one, Bone Body. The Bone Crusher active. Okay, that looks cool. Allowing you to shatter boats like a glass. I wonder if you can actually do that. Thankfully I had the minerals to upgrade it a little bit. I'm way low on that kind of nutrient. Do I have... I do have a mineral digestion thing. But I'm not about it. Okay, I'll swap out amphibious. I definitely need a better upgraded bone body. My shark looks pretty cool right now. 5 meters long, pink-eyed and glaring, with hideous jaws. I'll take it. Alright, let's see. For some reason we get to see what Scaly Pete is up to. The bayou.
As twilight falls, Pete is in an uncharacteristically quiet mood.
Port Clovis.
It's a dangerous job. It's not something unknown to me. Well, you want to see dangerous? Look at that, yeah? That's PT-522. My daddy crewed that off of Guadalcanal. He was Navy. Gunner's mate. Pacific Theater. But when I was 16 men, came back a day later, with Tree.
Tree.
Man survives all that. Just to die here in the Gulf.
What happened to him?
Boy, don't like me saying this, but my daddy, his granddaddy, was killed by a mega shark.
I'm sorry. He's talking about a prehistoric fish that went extinct 2.6 million years ago.
I seen it.
You were a kid.
Ain't they discover new animals all the time?
A
Sort of.
mega shark.
Well, not exactly. In lots of cases, they're just corrections of species with different names. Also stuff like misspelling.
That's not how it works.
Maybe there are things in the water that ain't in your textbook. Stick around. Maybe you learn a thing or two this summer.
Oh man, I hope he doesn't.
Whatever.
The ocean is vast. The majority of it still remains unmapped and unexplored by mankind. Perhaps Kyle shouldn't be so quick to dismiss his father's fevered ramblings.
Is the narrator just the camera guy just saying that while Kyle stands in front of him? Oh yeah, no such thing as an ancient mega shark. I say with my boon fins sticking out of the water. Oh man, challenge Pete and Kyle. I could do that. Not sure how long this episode has run, but maybe it's going to be a long one. So I'm not giving up. This is the man who took my... Oh, actually, I took his hand. I guess he killed my mother. I don't know if sharks really care about that sort of thing. But this is the man who is delicious.
That's the one what took my hand, all right. Get yourself ready, boy.
He's got a good memory for sharks.
Now we playing with
Alright.
Look at that big rag of tea.
It's a pretty tough boat.
You stop that this right now, second.
What's that thing there thrown in the water? What's something in my jaws here? I don't know what to do with it. I can grab this, but having grabbed it, I don't know. Is there some way to release it? Okay, I better look at the controls here. Oh, I guess I can't do that without exiting to the main menu. There's not something I want to do right now. Alright, let's dive and consume. Just replenishing health a little bit here.
Somebody get down there.
So, Pete is throwing shit at me, or rather his hunting team is. And you can grab those things. And if you do,
I got
maybe
an
do
eye
something.
for some bull.
Oh, there's this guy. Yum. They're explosive canisters, but they're not like the dynamite that's been thrown out in the past. They don't go off immediately. I'm sure there's going to be some way to like throw them back, basically. Maybe I can dump it on the boat by like jumping here.
She's catching her wind.
Dropped it next to the boat.
I've been waiting for you, Sean.
Oh,
Need reinforcements. Don't drag us now.
dang. Well, I broke the cage on the back of the boat. Now I can do this.
Suit up, divers.
The fact that these hunters are considerably lower level than the ones I get sent after me when I become a threat inclines me to think that, yeah, I've made an advanced story when it comes to bounty hunter infamy thing. Outpaced the story, I should say. I kind of wish I had those shadow teeth.
Need a diver or two.
It's okay, big turtles. Turtles are not that filling, it turns out. What's the shell? Ah, the king mackerel, though. They heal you up a bunch. divers. Please stop diving at me. I'm sharp.
Get at him, divers!
I guess he's probably going to send more and more of them down until I kind of come after him, so...
Look at that big rag of teeth! This dude's a crafty monster!
I like how they're somehow surprised when this happens to them. I mean, it would be very surprising in isolation, but I've killed a lot of humans at this point. I almost destroyed his boat. I wonder if they'll mistake me for the mega shark. I wonder whether it would be a mistake. Let's ram it.
Hey! Who stopped that this right now, second?
That's bone ramming power.
Scaly Pete remains resolute.
Where's she at?
I don't know.
Big enough to toss him now, ain't you?
Yes.
Can! Get that can! Douse him! Pique-toi, Claude!
Oh boy.
We're about to blow! Get the f*** off! Forget it more! He's just a boat!
Now this is a tale of generational revenge.
Carl!
What remains of the boat lurches, then slowly sinks to the bottom of the sea.
I like the hashtags popping up on the TV stream. Dang.
The shark is now an elder, and thus begins a new battle against systemic age discrimination.
Okay. Cool. A 5.1 meter elder shark. Right, it's a good thing the fire has a little bit of new scarring. It's only a little. I think the LeBlanc family definitely came out the worst out of that exchange. As I said, Scaly Pete himself did survive for now. Lost a boat, probably a son, definitely a limb. I'm going to do what this quest log says. I'm going to visit the Prosperity Sands Grotto, enter a new area of the game. And then I will log off. It's a pity you can't get to the oil rig. I'm not sure what I'd do at the oil rig if I did get there. Man, elder sharks look pretty scary. I like how, well, from a shark's point of view, Scaly Pete is villainous, you know, with the hunting and setting on fire and so on. It's not like he doesn't have some degree of justification for his activities. I think, arguably, if we're to think in narrative good versus evil terms, you're probably the bad guy in this game. Because you're a shark who eats people. Fish. And everything. You just eat everything. Alright. My attempt to cross land to reach Prosperity Sands did not work out. Perhaps there's... I may have to go all the way around through the Gulf. There may also be a tunnel though that leads there. Here's that bizarre resort again. Humans. Hey, sorry, just wanted to demonstrate that I'm an incredibly dangerous elder shark. This does look like the way to Prosperity Sand. A sandbar I can deal with.
Prosperity Sands reminds us that sometimes the construction of second and third homes supersedes considerations like loss of species diversity.
Yes, if you think about it, actually the shark is
The Gulf
entirely the
Stream is
good
just
guy
one
here.
of many major currents that mariners have used since time immemorial to circumnavigate the globe.
The whole game is entirely about defending the ecosystem. To have more to eat.
Thanks to powerful risk assessment software, we now know that this was a wildly idiotic place to build vacation homes.
Well, better find out now than never, right? Delicious. Oh man, I regret not being amphibious anymore. Can we do it that way? I will be back here with a mutation.
True hunters hold a deep hatred of wildlife in their hearts. None more so than the
Hey,
shark.
it's a landmark.
This trimaran, like many before it, was lost in its journey to the mythological dry land.
What is this, Waterworld now? There's been a whole bunch of references in the game. That's basically its aesthetic, is Rockstar style, cynicism, some amusing marine life jokes, the whole Louisiana aesthetic thing, and riffs.
What is that?
I forget all the ones I've seen, but there have been some.
Can't avoid us forever.
I probably can avoid them forever, actually, if I can find the grotto.
All I see.
Without that, I won't be safe, though.
It seems Port Clovis has forgotten all about its rogue shark. For now.
Painted sails.
Every
Some
night
kind of
before they
hotel.
sleep, parrotfish envelop themselves in a sleeve of mucus. Because what's breezier and more comfortable than mucus?
So Prosperity Sands does look pretty prosperous. If not really sandy. More landmarks. Oh, and that's a Mego Shark. I was trying to go for the landmark, but yeah, that'll do. Yep. Why does everyone feel the need to come at the king? I'm just trying to get this landmark, but I keep being attacked. There we go.
While they appreciate human sacrifices, the eldritch gods of yore are seldom enthused about being summoned to Port Clovis.
There we go. You do sometimes have some context sensitivity issues in the game, because in effect your interact button is also your attack button. The shark has one way of interacting with things. I like the look of this region. It's like a downtown equivalent of the Gulf Zone. And we've got an urban grotto on this side, instead of one out off the coast.
The shark returns to the grotto to focus on personal transformation.
Ooh, that's a lot of scarring, now that I look at it. Definitely some burns there. So yeah, Scaly Pete's initial slash was on this side. You can still see the scar from when the shark was a baby and he cut it up. And now on this side, there's burns all across his body. Gasoline and so on. But hey, if Kyle LeBlanc is dead, that's probably a much more severe psychological scar. So I think the shark is still winning. Thanks for watching.